What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick modification on the center console Clazzio seat cover that we installed in the last video. So as you remember in the last video, when I installed the seat covers, the center console seat cover was not actually made for this specific model truck. So it was a little loose and it just didn't fit right or look right. So today we're going to work on trying to tackle that. Now, I just want to give a quick shout out to a YouTuber I met. His name is Vet Kills. I'll post his YouTube name right here. But he actually sent me a video of how he did his center console seat cover as well, to just give me a little bit of guidance on what he did. So today I'm going to do something similar and try to make a few tweaks and make it my own. And we'll see how it goes. So let's jump in the truck and take a quick look at how it looks now. That way we can compare it to what it looks like after we're done. So let's jump in. Okay, so as you can see, all I did was I slipped the bottom cover on, and you can see it has the holes cut out. What we're gonna try to do today is actually, what we're gonna do is try to take the top lid off, because you can see how like loose this is. And if you look here, it's just, I just have it tucked right here. It's just slid on because it's not actually meant for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this cover off the lid here, and then we're gonna take apart the lid and then custom fit the cover to the lid so it looks a lot better. And then the bottom piece here, we're gonna take this whole cover off, and then I'm gonna have to pop out this plastic center piece here, and we're gonna see if we could tuck it in. We're probably gonna have to cut it, but we're gonna see if we could tuck it in to all the crevices to give it a seamless look. I might actually have to take the original cloth off this particular seat right here to custom fit what we're trying to do, but I'm gonna try to attempt to custom fit it without doing that. So just wanted to give you a quick idea. Now the bottom seat right here, that's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that really. It's really this top piece right here that needs some custom fitting to look a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take the top lid off, which all you gotta do, there's a couple bolts, there's 4 bolts right here on the back plate. Take those 4 bolts off and the whole lid's gonna pop right off, and we're gonna take that inside and we're gonna start to see what we can do. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is take the lid off like we talked about. Take those 4 bolts off of the main center console and the whole lid will pop off. Then what you wanna do, it's going to be tight, but you're gonna have to kind of get your fingers up under this side panel here and just pull, and eventually you're gonna pop it off. But all you're gonna do is get your fingers under here and pop the whole thing off, and that'll expose the center. So, okay, we got the plastic cover off. Now I want to take the last 4 bolts out here and take the hinge off, and then that way we can slide the cover over top of this to find out where we need to make some adjustments and where we need to make some cuts. So, okay, so I just slid the cover back on, and it's going to look like that. All right, now keep in mind, the plastic cover, we're gonna sit back over top of this and reconnect it so it looks a little bit more seamless and a little bit more custom. I'm gonna have to feel where the clips are underneath and just take like a razor blade and just put a little slit right here at each pin so that these bottom pins here can just go right in and clip, and that'll keep a nice tight seal right there. The back is where it's gonna take a little bit of customization. So what I'm gonna do is probably just pull it nice and tight like that and just leave it like this. Okay, that way when I fold the bottom up over, this extra bit of material right here will be on the back lid and it won't be noticeable from the back. What we're gonna do is, after we tuck that, we're gonna pull this over and then probably fold it back a little bit and hopefully tuck it underneath the plastic clip. Now what's gonna be the hard part is these corners. Okay, so what I like to do is just use some zip ties for now, just to pinch these two together, because it's gonna be tight. And if you're trying to sew it with thread, the thread will just keep breaking. So hold them together with a zip tie like so. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I found thread was a little too weak for this, so I'm just gonna use some smaller zip ties and zip tie this seam a little closer shut so it looks a little bit more seamless. And then when you flip the flap over, and you put this lid back on, it'll cover up a lot of the zip ties so you won't see them as much. So, okay. So as you can see here, I just put a couple zip ties in along the side. If you have smaller zip ties, I'd recommend using smaller ones. But all I had was the medium size ones, but they should still work. So, I mean, if you want to put a couple more in, but I would just honestly use small, tiny zip ties to seal up the seams here and even down around the bend here. So that way when you get that tucked in and you flip this flap over, that gap will be less noticeable, okay? Okay, so the next thing I did was I went through and I felt with my fingers where each one of the clip holes was at. And you can always use your top plate as a template of knowing, you know, when you sit here and look up, you can see where exact each one of these tabs is and count how many there are, but you can pretty much feel with your fingers where they are, because you can't misplace how they feel with your finger. So you get all those out, and towards the back you cut out a little circle here because there's a little hole in one right there. You can't quite get the focus, but basically there's two pegs, one there and one there. So that's those two holes. So next, what I'm going to try to do is fold the bottom flap up and then tuck this underneath like this and see if I can get it to all clip in place and hold. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're done. So what we did was the bracket does go underneath the plastic. So once you get the bracket mounted on and you put your plastic piece in place, the Clazzio seat cover kit usually comes with like a tool like this. You could just go ahead and shove that down along the seams just to tighten it up a little bit. And then the back, as you can see here, there's that little zip tie here, and you really can't see the zip tie over here, but you're not even going to notice that from the back, because once it's actually mounted on the seat, you won't even really see it. So it'll have a nice clean look from the back once it's put on. But this does look better already. It's a little tighter, and now it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, so to fix the bottom portion, all you gotta do is take this plastic piece off. It just pops off. There's 4 clips. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 clips. So they're gonna plug in right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then all I did was I took some scissors. The leather seat cover connects from here to here across, and the same thing here to here. All I did was cut that out, and all you do is tuck it up under there like that. And then once you get that done, all you do is stick your cover back on like that, press down, pop it in, like so, and then you use your little tool just to kind of like tuck up under here any loose leather, and you'll be good to go. So that's it. Now I haven't done this yet, where I'm gonna get rid of these bands and tuck everything down real nice, just because it's pouring down rain out here and I'm tired of sitting in the rain. Now I don't really care about taking factory cloth off to make sure this custom fits a little bit tighter under here, only because, I mean, there's a chance that down the road I might sell this truck and the next person might not want these seat covers, or maybe down the road these seat covers start to fall apart after a couple years and they need replaced. If this seat cover ever has to come off, if I took the factory cloth off, then I'm pretty screwed. So that's my reasoning for not wanting to take the factory cloth off, to custom fit this area right here a little bit better. I don't mind the straps. Again, you only see them when you open the lid, but other than that, it looks pretty good. So that's my 2 cents on that. But hey, if you don't care about taking the factory cloth off of right here, all the way around this center console here, to custom fit your leather seat cover a little bit better and tucking it down into all the grooves and making it fit a little bit more seamless, then more power to you. Go right ahead. It'll probably look awesome, and I'd say go for it. But I'm not really ready to take the factory cloth off and ruin it just to custom fit a seat cover here. So that's my thought on that. Back seat cover looks nice and good, nice and seamless. Everything looks a lot more professional and a lot more factory. So so far so good. That's my leather Clazzio seat covers. Again, the seat covers are fantastic. The center console just took a little bit of customizing to make it look nice and neat. So again, now it has a nice seamless factory look. And still everything works perfectly fine. So that's it. Okay guys, that is it. Sorry I couldn't do a whole lot more. It's just pouring down rain here, so I'm actually going to try to get out of the rain here in a second here. But I just wanted to quickly go over how to slightly customize the center console seat cover on the Clazzio seat covers for a Dodge Ram 2500 Tradesman model. Now, if you have like a Bighorn or a different model, that seat cover might be more fit to your specific center console. But when you go with the Tradesman model, that seat cover is not specifically fit for the center console of this specific model. Because I did clarify with Clazzio that the center console seat cover is really not made for the Tradesman. It's meant for the models above. So it just takes a little bit of customization, a little bit of tweaking, but you can make that seat cover on the center console look seamless to match the rest of the truck, which I gotta say looks really, really good. I'm really happy with the Clazzio seat covers thus far. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to say thank you again for sticking with me on all these videos. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel because it does help me out. It does let me know that what I'm doing matters to some of you guys. It just motivates me to make more videos. And as always, see you in the next video.